Well, day one in the book for college students, but there are still many concerns, especially for international students who study under strict conditions of a visa. 500,000 students returned to the classroom yesterday after the 5-week strike came to an end with back-to-work legislation. But many have to make the decision to either withdraw the semester to get a refund, and there's no guarantee that they'll be readmitted next year. For one student from the Ivory Coast, time is a huge concern, and he's not sure he'll be able to get a visa extension.
We're in a trap. We're in a trap. I feel like the school doesn't want to let us withdraw because they're losing money. The visa is only for 4 years. It's only for the duration of the time you're gonna spend for studying here. So the more you spend here, so you have to extend your visa, and it's not that easy.
Minister of Advanced Education Deb Matthews says the federal government has provided assurance that students affected by the college strike will receive extension. She also says the admission for next semester would depend on spaces available, but it's at the discretion of colleges on whether they want to prioritize students who have withdrawn. Now, coming up a little bit later on in the show, we're going to be talking to a counselor about how students can deal with stress, no doubt a big issue as they return to class.
This is a very, very important topic. Hopefully we'll be spreading the word far and wide about this, and that's dealing with stress after a 5-week strike for college students. Many students are dealing with severe anxiety and stress right now. I'm going to point out as well that while I'm doing this interview, Jordy is going to be beside me here. I'm putting this out on Facebook Live on my Facebook page, and one reason I'm doing that is it can go over and over and over again throughout today. People can access it. Tennille Rock, manager of counseling from George Brown College. This is beyond belief for some students. They are living with severe anxiety now that 5 weeks are over. And now, for instance, my son's, stop it and don't put that on YouTube. My son's girlfriend has a midterm Monday.
Yeah.
What are students telling you?
Well, you know, this is the thing. I think it really is a very stressful time. We just have to call that as it is, right? I think what a lot of students are saying is that they're trying their very best to be able to, you know, focus on their studies. I see a lot of students reaching out for supports. For example, even yesterday when the colleges opened up, there were so many students coming into the counseling center, coming into our Peer Connect Center, which is at George Brown, which is a center where students who are leaders, they're specifically trained to be able to support other students.
Peer-to-peer support.
Peer-to-peer support. Students were coming in. They were asking those questions. They were getting that support. And I think they're trying to do the very best that they can.
And we should mention, I mean, Humber and Seneca have similar peer-to-peer programs as well. So what are you telling them? I've got a midterm on Monday. I've forgotten everything from before. What are you telling them?
Oh, I mean, first of all, you see all of this.
Yeah.
First thing we start with is we get grounded.
Okay.
We focus on the priorities. We look at the things that are directly in front of them, and we figure out a bit of a plan. So that's the number one thing. So it just kind of brings you sort of right down, because when you're up here, number one, you can't think, right? Mm-hmm. You're not connecting to your body, you're not connecting to your mind, you're not connecting to those things that are going to help you to get you through. So that's number one. We start with students by addressing the anxiety.
Number two.
Number two, we begin to sort of take a look at what is your plan, right? And I think a lot of people will say this, right? They, you know, since the beginning of time, right? My mom, my grandma, they always used to say, you know, a good plan is what you need. And it's actually really good advice. You write down those things that are most important and you begin to prioritize. And by the way, if you need some support, that's the perfect time to make your way to a counseling department, which are on all of the college campuses. Make your way into a peer program. Get a little bit of support. Not everyone's good at that, but that's really going to help you to get through.
You've got to watch your health, because anxiety and stress right now, we already know that it causes health problems and health issues at the best of times. Now we're throwing on top of that 5 weeks of missed learning.
Yeah, and we often don't talk very much about what happens in your body with stress and how bad it actually is for your physical body to be in a constant state of stress and anxiety. So that's why we ask students to kind of start with controlling those things that you kind of can. And I think there's something else that's really important. This piece about resilience. right? And one of the things that folks may or may not know about college students, and I can speak to the students at my college, they are very resilient people. They're very strong. And I think it's an opportunity for them to be able to tap into some of those things that motivate them. When I was in social work school, the dream of becoming a social worker is what made the big difference for me. I think a lot of our students are going to be able to push through using some of those resources that are already available on campus. I want to share a bit of a number. At our college, during the strike, the 5 weeks of the strike, over 1,000 students used our tutoring center, our tutoring and learning center.
Wow.
And I think that's
good.
Isn't that awesome?
It is great because they're reaching out and they're sharing rather than bunching it all in. And let's not discount the faculty in all of this as well.
Thank you.
They were the ones on strike. Okay, that's neither here nor there for this right now.
Yeah.
They are there. They understand. Yeah. And if you can't make sense of it, go to the faculty.
And it's really important for us to say that, right? Because one of the things that I'm hearing as I walk around campus, I'm hearing laughter. I'm hearing smiles. I'm hearing genuine, expressions of "I missed you" and "welcome back." It's incredible what happens in a college community, in any community, when you're facing a stressor. And what I see happening is people are pulling together. They're making sure that students are finding out about resources. Those students who may be particularly challenged by mental health issues or other things that might be going on in their life, financial hardship, what's happening with those students is they're getting supported. I heard one student say, "You made my day."
Yeah,
you made
wonderful.
My day.
And for you, especially in social work, that is everything. That's your reward.
It's incredible. And I give it to the faculty and I give it to the staff because they're the ones that are really pulling together to support students.
All right. Tennealle Rock, thank you so much for coming in from George Brown. Tennealle Rock will be taking on all comers at the wrestling match this weekend. That's a great name. I love it. Tennealle Rock. Thank you so much. And I think you put a lot of people's minds at ease.
Awesome.
We'll be right back.
Thank you.